Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Shy over here on Shy's Coinage, and today on this bright and early morning I am hopping on here to do a budget with me for the last week. I'm gonna leave that over there for the last week of June. So this is going to be from the 27th through the 3rd of July. And this will be our last pay week for the month of June, based off the way that we budget. So I'm recording this video right after I recorded the closeout for the previous week. So everything still stands. That's why I might be talking a little quieter than I would normally. It's probably about 5:30 in the morning now, maybe a little closer to 6. And my kids and stuff are still asleep, so I'm trying to, I'm all the way downstairs, but you know, your voice can travel. I'm trying to be considerate of that. So we're gonna hop right in here. This is a pay week where only my husband is paid. I do not get paid this week. So we're gonna hop right in. So I am actually doing this the day after his payday, and technically my husband actually gets paid early, just from where his check goes, the bank his check goes to, it pays him 2 days early. So his checks actually hit on Wednesday, but his actual paydays are Fridays, which is why my actual paydays are Fridays. That's why I budget from Friday to Thursdays. Just a thing. And I'm actually considering going to it's a fly in here. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I'm actually considering going to a 2-week budget, because a lot of times I don't know how much rollover I need going into that next week when it's just him that gets paid. So I'm thinking about basing our pay periods off of my check, and I'm paid every 2 weeks. So I'm considering going back to a 2-week span and then just notating that he's paid twice within that. So then just doubling the number that I'm adding on the budget for him, so that I can do it, but that I can see it on a 2-week layout, so that I know that we're covered. Because sometimes knowing what I need to roll over, it can get a little hectic, because I'm budgeting 2 to 3 checks ahead to make sure that I'm rolling over enough each time. And so I feel like if I just go to a 2-week period, I can see the view a little better, and maybe I'd be a little stressed. I just be trying things out, and if they don't work, I try a new way. You know, you try until you find something that works for you, essentially. But anyway, I said all that to say that I do already know, he's already transferred money into the account, so our budget will be our actual, at least for these numbers. And then, although I will come back in and do a budget closeout anyway. So he added 1,000 to the to our joint account. We pulled in 538 from our buffer account, and this is not a pay week for me. And I said it in one of my videos before this, that on the weeks where it's not a pay week for me, I wouldn't be notating like my fuel and my spending and things like that, because that money's already been moved out of, it's already been moved to the account it needs to be. So I don't want to keep notating it. So yes, but if I go to a 2-week view, that won't matter anyway, because it'll be for 2 weeks. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do for now. I did put personal here anyway, because if I do go out and make a little side money, it will fall within this week. So I'll add it on, and that's if I decide to. Lately, I have not been wanting to, so there's that. So we're going to be doing $1,538 is what we're budgeting out for this week. We're going to be doing our standard $543 into our mortgage account. $98 will also go in that same mortgage account for our second mortgage loan. T-Mobile is $290. State Farm is now who we have our car insurance and home insurance through. We had Travelers before, and Travelers is who we have had since we bought the home. We switched to Travelers when we bought our home because they were giving us the cheapest home insurance rate. So we went with them, but And at the time, our car insurance was low as well. It was like 200 and something at the time. And then after that first 6 months, it jumped up over $100. And their travelers kept telling us there was pretty much nothing that they could do. So anyway, I started looking into insurance because I'm just trying to get some of these bills cheaper so that we have more money to go towards our debt so that we can pay some of this off and have more money in our pocket. So we called around a couple places, and State Farm got us down to 308, I believe it's going to be. And so we did switch our car and our home because it's cheaper if you bundle things. So we did switch them both, and I think it might have made our home insurance go up just a smidge. But if I'm being quite honest with you guys, this $543, our mortgage used to be $2170. So I just took that, divided it by 4, and that was $542.50. So I just do $543 every week. But our home insurance actually went down to like $2,112, I think it was. But I continue to budget this $543. So our mortgage account has built up a buffer that we can pull from as well if we need it. And also, because I never switched up what I was budgeting for, if our home insurance goes up $5, it's already accounted for because I'm budgeting $30 over, if not more than that actually. So anyway, just a little explanation there. But our car insurance did go down to 308. Crunchy, which is a subscription, and then Paramount, which is a subscription as well. So we're going to add these things up. 543 plus 98 plus 290 plus 308 plus 12 plus 13. So all of this adds up to 1264. So we're going to take 1264 minus the 1538. That leaves us with 274. I'm also going to be changing up how much we budget for groceries and essentials. I've been doing 160 in groceries and 15 in essentials for quite some time now, but we are needing to up that a little. So we're going to do 175 in groceries a week and 25 in essentials a week. And then the 13 for the kids' allowance. And then here, if there's leftover here, it'll just end up getting sent to debt or savings or something. We'll be done with it. So 175 plus 25 plus 13 is 213. 213 minus 274 is 61. I normally go from here to here, and then up like that. And I am still going to do that, although I'm going to notate here that this Cat 1 savings for us is automatic on the 1st of every month. $10 comes out of our joint checkings into our Capital One high yield savings, just to start building something. I know 10 might not be much, but as we begin to pay things off, we'll be able to up this. So for right now, that's what it is. So though this is 61 and we'll be bringing 61 here, I do know that we need at least $10 left. So for extra debt, I'm going to go 51. So we're going to go 51. That should leave us with 10. We'll bring the 10 up, 10 there, and nothing will be going into the buffer account. So our savings total is 10 and our leftover is 0. Now our buffer isn't at 0. There is a little money in the account just from different things. But so our buffer isn't at 0. We just aren't leaving anything to the buffer out of this. This has been zeroed out, which is kind of what I wanted to get to, especially going into the next pay period, because I do get paid that next pay period and I want to start that 2-week overview in that one. So I did want to zero this out and not leave anything to it. My plan was to take everything and send it somewhere. So that worked out perfectly. So this is the budget for this week. And like I said, me and my husband pay for our fuel for our vehicles separately. That comes out of our own personal money. And on the weeks that I get paid, I send $80 to a completely different checking account that's just for fuel. And that account actually has like $112 in it right now. Like, I'm fine on that. I haven't been spending much on gas. And I sent money over. I sent 40 over at the top of the pay period for my spending, so I'm okay there. So this is just what we're looking at for now. So this is our budget for the week. My next video, guys, will be my debt confession. I've never done one of those. I'm trying to be more transparent, more honest, and I'm really trying to get the ball rolling and get some accountability and really get to paying these things off. So that is the goal right now. So my very next video after this one will be the debt confession. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for coming on, watching, commenting, subscribing, liking, all of those things that you do. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.